Hey tubers, it's me, Tanya. I'm back with my second video, and this video is kind of exciting and was really hard because, hi George, because I had to narrow down my favorite palettes, and that's like really difficult because I'm a palette girl. Everyone kind of has like their thing, and mine is palettes. I love a good color story. It can like really inspire me and for my day, and it's like sometimes I just know the color story I want to go with, and I'm like, okay, I gotta get that palette out. And out of like the, I don't know, 40 palettes that I had to narrow it down to like however many I have here, but like around 10. So that's what we're going to go over today is what palettes am I always reaching for? So let's get right into it. So, controversial first palette, but I love this palette. It is so loved, is Subculture. I know when this came out, everyone was freaking the fuck out because it like was weird, the pigmentation, it was really dusty and everything. And this is a first gen palette, and let me tell you, like you can see how much I've loved it. I have no trouble with this palette at all. I love the greens. I love how grungy it is. I love that it's cool toned. I love this kind of color right here. I have my like peachy moment when I want a peachy moment. And I just keep looking at the color story because I'm like, it's so beautiful. But I absolutely love this palette. And either you love it or you hate it, and most people hate it, but I love it. And when they came out with it, I was like, that is a palette that I need right away. And it's actually the only Anastasia Beverly Hill one that I've kept. I've had the Soft Glam, I've had Modern Romance. There was another one that I had, I'm pretty sure, and I was just like, meh, meh. So this is the only one that I've kept, and this is the one that I'm going to keep forever. This is already so old. Like, this is a first generation palette, and it's so old already, but I keep using it anyway. Because I have this thing with, like, throwing away makeup. And anytime I do give away or throw away makeup, I'm like, oh my god, I should have kept that. And then I have to go repurchase it, which is, like, so annoying and why I have so much makeup. So this I'm just never getting rid of. I love this palette so much. Next, I covered it in my last video, but this is my third palette of this, which is Stila in the Light. This I got off Poshmark, and it was never used except for the eyeliner, which didn't come with it, but this is the color story. It comes with Kitten, comes with Gilded Gold, it comes with Bubbly, comes with Bone. It comes with a whole bunch of good shades, but I definitely like use always these two for the most part, and this one I really like as well. It is just awesome. I love this palette. And funny story is the first time I got it, I was in the States, and it was when it was brand new. And so I bought it and I used it for like 2 years. And then my kitten at the time, Ivy, went and smashed it. And she came home, there was like eyeshadow all over her, and she was like a calico cat. And so my boyfriend, it was around Christmas, he gave me money to go buy another one from Sephora, and I had that one for years. And then eventually I hit pan on enough of the shadows that I was like, hey, toss this. But it wasn't available anymore. And then I found this on Poshmark for like $16, never used, for the shadows, and I was like, sold. I love, love, love this palette. It's my third palette, like I said. So this one is always like my go-to palette. If you hear like a weird sound, it's my cat deciding that she wants to claw the carpet. She's so weird. Next up is Huda Beauty. Huda Beauty. Huda Beauty. I absolutely love this wild jaguar. It is the nicest one out of all of them to me. This shade and this shade and this shade are so amazing, and the pigment is there. The shimmer is buttery. The black is really good. And this is good just to take for even like a basic. Like sometimes I'll mix these two shadows here together and make just like a basic look. But this one, even though it's newer, I really like this one. Yeah, the other ones I have the chameleon one too, and that one's okay, but this one is just so much better. I love that one. Another Huda Beauty is the Desert Dusk palette. I love this palette. I love the rose quartz one too, but this one I've just had so much longer. And I love, there's like this Kylie Jenner look on one of her Instagrams. Can you not? And it's this pink with like on the lid, this purple in the crease with like a purple liner, and then just like a simple wing. And again, I'm looking at the color story because it's just so beautiful. I should be looking at the camera, but it just enamors me. I love this palette. It's so good. It's just so good. I love Huda Beauty palettes for the most part. I have the nude, I have the rose quartz, I have this one. I really want to get, there's another one, but I can't remember which one it is that I really want to get. But yeah, this one is everything to me. The rose quartz one could be on here, but I have so many new palettes that just came out that I know are a staple that one is like, I'll feature it sometime else. This one is like a really weird one, and I got really lucky because at Shoppers, they thought they didn't have it anymore, and then the woman came and found me literally in the bay, and I was at the MAC counter, and she's like, we actually got that palette, and I was like, oh my god, no way, and I ran back and I bought it because it was the last one, which is the Juicy Couture one. I know this one isn't cruelty-free, this is before I went cruelty-free, but sustainably, I don't want to like throw out any of my makeup that isn't cruelty-free because it's just going to end up in a landfill, so I might as well use it. But this is so beautiful, like, this shade has a bunch of like blue sparkles in it, which is really fun. There's like this lilac shade here, this purple, this like peachy moment. I absolutely love this palette. This is like a blush, but like I use it all the time just on my eyes. And this one is like the perfect shimmery palette. And especially like for me, I use NYX glitter glue as like an eye primer because my skin is so oily that everything just sticks really well for this one. And yeah, if you get your hands on this palette still, this is like a really good one to have. But again, it's not cruelty free, and you're here for the cruelty freeness, so it's my sustainable one that I really like. So next up, I've got ColourPop Rock Candy. I love this one too. I love all of them. I don't know why I'm like, I love this one. Obviously, I love it. That's the color story. I'm always reaching for this like reddy blue. I love it. And then I love it's like cool toned again. Like I love a cool tone moment. And the silvers are really nice. Yeah, everything in here is really pigmented. It's really good quality. The only thing is it doesn't have a mirror, but I'm not necessarily like a deal breaker on that one. But I figured like why wouldn't they have a mirror? Next one is another ColourPop one. This one's the Stone Cold Fox palette. And I used this one today to do the look that I'm wearing. I wanted to channel some Pam Anderson today, so I decided to look up some pictures of her in like the 90s and 2000s and see like how she did her makeup. And this is the color story for Stone Cold Fox. I love this palette because it's all cool toned, and I hate that most palettes, if they feature some cool tone, they're only gonna feature like a couple shades, and then the rest are all like the same kind of chocolatey shades that you get in everything. It's kind of like, where is it? Subculture, like most of the shades are like a cool tone, and then you have like this brown. And it's always that specific brown that is always there. And you're like, why? What the fuck? Like, come up with a different kind of brown. But anyways, sad, sad, rest in peace to this company. But we've got Tati Beauty here. I got this one off Poshmark. It was never touched, and it pretty much was the same cost that it was like from American to Canadian. So it's not like I went and spent like, originally someone was selling a palette for like $350, and I'm like, bitch, no, I am not doing that. So I bought this one for like 75, I think, and I knew this was going to be a huge hit, especially it's got that giant mirror. I love this shade here. This shade has like blue flecks in it, and that's one of my favorite looks to do is like a berry with like blue on top. Ritual Defeat has like those eye soot shimmery guys, and I have the blue one, and I like putting it on top with like some glitter glue and some more blue sparkles. I'm all about the sparkles. So okay, next palette is the Makeup Revolution Belle palette from Belle Jordan. I love this palette. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yes, I need this in my life. So I love a pink moment, so I'm always using this color. I love the berry colors. I love this color, and I love this purple color. That is initially what drew me to it. And the pigment is really good on it. Like, even though it's Makeup Revolution, I've never really had the best luck with them. But when Belle said she did it, and I trust her that she's not gonna like jack us over, so I bought it, and I've had it for years, and I absolutely love this palette. It is always being reached for. It never really leaves my bathroom, to be honest. That's where I do all my makeup, and it never really leaves. So there's that one. Next up, I went over this in my last video, is Beauty Killer 2. I know I just got it, but I know it's going to be a huge hit. And that's the color story. And isn't it just beautiful? It is pink, and it is lime, and purples, and silvers. And if Beauty Killer won, if I still had that palette, it would definitely be on this list. And yeah, I really love Beauty Killer 1. It had China White in it, and I would set my under eyes with it and like use it as a highlighter. But I absolutely love that palette. But this palette I like just a little bit more because it doesn't have that like wild blue in there. It's got two purples, which I prefer more. And yeah, this one is I love this one. If this was, as I said, this was the fucking A. I love this one. Lastly, my favorite palette also is from Haus Labs, the Stupid Love palette. And this is the color story for it right here. And I love the blues. I know I just said like, oh, I love the Jeffree Star palette because it doesn't have a crazy blue. But I really like this soft pastel blue where you can do like a, oh, what's that movie called? The Love Witch moment where she has like the winged eyeliner with like the blue eyeshadow, and it's so pretty. And that's why I love this palette. But I just like this palette also because the payoff is there, and even though it was more expensive, it definitely is worth it. Like, it's from Lady Gaga. She's not gonna like make something crappy, you know what I mean? And I know some people don't really like the Haus Lab stuff, but I've always had really good success with it. And thank God, because I would be devastated if I didn't. Lady Gaga's my girl. So this is my last one that I need to go through. So thanks for watching. If you have any ideas for videos you want to see coming up in the future, I have a list of like what I'm already doing. Leave it down below, and you never know, it might get featured. All right, have a good day. Happy May long to all my Canadians out there. And hopefully your weather wasn't crappy, because May long always has crappy weather. All right, peace out.